This is a Hot Pie Media original.
I haven't been there. Have you been to KBBQ yet? You know, there's a labor shortage. There's certainly a server shortage. Problem solved. Pretty cool, I think. I wonder if I say, I'm looking for something, little sweetness on the front end, complex, big finish, preferably cab. I'm kind of into Paso Robles wines right now. I wonder if I say that to the robot. Do I get what I want? How does that work? So KBBQ, which is on Airport Boulevard here in Austin, and I think they have some other restaurants elsewhere, but I don't know the entire story. I haven't been there. Has anybody been there? Do you tip pretty well? It's like the Jetsons all over again. I'm not against it. What's funny about this, usually we talk about robots. Oh no, they're going to replace us. No, they have to replace us because we're not there. You're not replacing us. We're not there. And this isn't even one of those times when you say, oh man, they're not going to pay me more, so they're going to replace me with a robot. No, there's just nobody there. They don't have anybody. We have to have the robot. Robot may be pretty good. I don't know. Have you seen these things yet? They're kind of cute. I don't mean that in a sexual way, I don't think. Well, that's weird. I don't know, they're just kind of funny. What if everybody tries to take them? Someone's going to try to take one. So they got robots. Yeah, I mean, the real thing, and it brings your food. KBBQ at 6929 Airport Boulevard began using robots as servers so their service can focus more on the customer rather than tending to the food itself. I think this is pretty brilliant. Look, the point of being a server... I've never waited tables. I would be the worst. I'd last about 8 minutes, okay? I would suck. But the point is, you want somebody that, you don't, it's a waste of money just to have somebody carry the food, right? What's not a waste of money is somebody that's helpful, that's in customer service. Here's the distinction. Hire more people who spend more of their time and expertise on customer service, less of their time on, cleaning off tables and carrying plates. I think it's pretty brilliant. I'm fine with it. I know a lot of people are going to say this is the end of us. What do you mean the end of us? There was no one taking the job to begin with. So the robots are now servers. And the goal is, according to the manager of this place, so servers can focus more on the customer rather than tending to the food itself. The eatery opened 3 weeks ago. And in that short period of time, both the owner and assistant manager said it's been difficult to hire and keep employees. Once I find someone who might be interested in working here, they won't show up for an interview. It's just really difficult. I think the pandemic has impacted it a lot, says Julian Lee, KBBQ assistant manager. Unfortunately, we're still short of staff. It's difficult to find people and also hire people who can provide quality service to our guests. I mean, I don't know who should be terrified of this. I guess a generation that's thinking, well, those jobs will be there for me. I don't know. I don't know how to. This labor shortage is really bizarre. I mean, is it now that we're in an economy where there is a place and a time and a place for a good server? It doesn't even have to be an expensive restaurant. I mean, there are people that are helpful. There are people that you need to talk to. There are people that you need to bounce ideas off of. That's what a server should do. So, maybe this is just fast tracking, reinventing what the job is. And maybe the job is less about carrying plates. Let the robots do it. Let the Jetsons thing do it. And then you spend your time talking to people about stuff. So, is it terrible? I don't think this is such a terrible thing. I think it's a pretty good idea. I assume over time, I don't know what the maintenance of a robot is, but I assume over time, it's less expensive, less of a headache. They show up. The robot's already there. They're there all the time. You just plug them in. They don't cry. They don't fight with you. Just carry the plates. I wonder if they have name tags. Do they have name tags over there? Give them name tags. You could dress them up a little bit. So there's robots at KBBQ, and they're the real thing. KBBQ has 2 robots that deliver food to customers, and management said they are looking to buy additional robots to keep up with the demand. So Pei, owner of KBBQ, says the robots make everyone's job easier. Good. I think this is great. The company has 200 robots installed across the United States to help businesses stay afloat during the worker shortage. Robots really still fill in the gaps, says Phil Zhang, Rick Tech Robotics. Great. This is really going to save a lot of time and a lot of work. They've also installed robots at Longhorn Village, an assisted living facility in Austin. Yeesh. Well, they changed diapers? Wait, what? These robots are pretty good. I don't know. Are you freaking out about this? Is it terrible that I think it's kind of cool and I'm not freaked out? They're not necessarily replacing people. The people aren't showing up to be there. So they got to do it. They have to do it. Problem is, if you're saying, man, wait a minute, I wanted that job, and you may be out of luck now. You may be out of luck, or guess what? You better be good at what you do. You're not going to be judged. Will they replace, remember the Hooters? Wait a minute, what's going to happen to Hooters? What happens at Hooters? Remember they had that strike because of the thongs or something like that? But if you want to be a server, this is great news. Now you get to talk about the food, you get to talk about the drinks, and you don't have to worry about carrying plates. Let the robot do it. Be the friend of the robot. You don't even have to split the tips with a robot. John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce, now in all 50 states and several retail outlets as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to let this social media rock star chef walk us through 4 different sauces, and then I'll taste, and we'll tell everyone why they should buy. You can give the science behind these, and then I'll make the simple recommendation. Go to atxhotsauce.com. All right,
I don't think anybody's heard the website.
Yeah, I know.
By you, Jeff,
I've never heard that.
It is atxhotsauce.com.
I'll say
I got that one right.
345 times, atxhotsauce.com. So let's do it.
I brought 4 flavors here, and we're going to test your palate today. Okay. And I only brought 4 because I didn't think you could handle 5 or 6.
Yes,
probably a smart move. Yeah. And so the first one we're going to try here, it's called Beet Heat. And just like the name implies, it has beets in it. It's made with red Fresno peppers. Red Fresnos are red peppers that are they're hotter than a jalapeno and a little bit less than a serrano. So not super hot here, just a lot of really good flavor. So we're going to start with this one, and then we're going to move up the chain.
Okay. I've had the Beet Heat, but okay.
Yeah, we're going to try it though.
It goes well with a cab. All right, Jeff's savoring Beet
I'll
Heat.
even do it with you, so that should be all right. Now remember, it is hot sauce.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's hot sauce. Trust me, man.
Wait,
is
that one hot to you?
No. A little.
Yeah. The great thing with the fermentation process is you get a bunch of the flavor right up front.
Yeah.
And then the heat comes, but then it dissipates pretty quickly, especially with the red Fresnos. You know, this is not a very spicy one, but it is a very tasty one. Goes on great on sandwiches.
Beet Heat.
Beet Heat. B-E-E-T. Heat.
All right. Go to atxhotsauce.com.
That's right.
So let's look at all the healthy and unhealthy things that came out of or came with the pandemic, other than the obvious, and that is getting COVID. Divorce rates up, right? Dramatically. I don't know this, but I think it's a safe assumption. We'll assume sex with people down. Drinking up considerably, of course. Absolutely. We may not even been drinking enough. Drinking up, weight gain up, exercise probably down. I don't know. I remember Peloton and that whole crazy stock. I don't know. I assume exercise down probably. I mean, just keep coming up with healthy and unhealthy habits that went up and down. Here's one. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Smoking. Get this. This is just crazy. Cigarette sales went up in the United States in 2020. Okay, cigarette sales. I don't even know what a pack of cigarettes costs now. I believe it is $75. What are the taxes on cigarettes? 98% now? I mean, if the goal was to price you out of buying cigarettes, I got to believe it probably did. Cigarette sales went up in the United States in 2020 for the first time in 20 years. Oh. Oh my God. It just keeps forward. I don't blame us. I mean, it really kind of flies in the face of what you should be doing during a time of a pandemic. It's probably not. I'm not going to go Fauci on you, but I don't think smoking is good for COVID. There. I mean, I don't think any of those. The sex is probably not great for COVID. I don't know about drinking. But we're buying more cigarettes than any time in 20 years. It's so depressing. Oh. Ugh. Remember smoking? Remember the days of smoking? I mean, like, I think about my kids. I grew up around smokers, and I hate it. Hate it. But there's very few, especially if you live in Austin. I mean, there's a cigarette could be 5 miles away, and in Austin, it's shocking, right? No one smokes here. You go somewhere else, and even be around cigarette smoke is weird. It is. It's just weird. There's just not many smokers here. Thank goodness, except for now. Number of cigarettes bought by wholesalers and retailers went from 202 billion to 204 billion in 2020. That's a small increase, but it's an increase for the first time in 20 years. Oh. Gosh. It is the first time since 2004 more cigarettes were purchased than the year before. Ugh. Oh, no. Everything is going wrong. It's like, just tell the doctor, listen, you got COVID. You don't need to be smoking. Screw it. I'm going to smoke. I got to smoke. Everything's going wrong. Getting a divorce, no sex with another person. Diet's gone to hell. Weight gain. Might as well smoke. Cigarette sales have declined by more than 2/3. I guess we all remember this. The peak was, you know what the peak year was? I mean, I'm sure the peak where it went up and then now we've been going down since 1981. 1981. Oof. I remember. I remember being around people that smoked in 81. Swisher Sweets in high school doesn't count, does it? Does that count? Or are we just talking about unfiltered Pell Mells or something? Ugh. Red Pack. Remember those? Those still around? I mean, I might as well do heroin instead of that pack of red Pell Mells that are unfiltered. Oh. I mean, this is crazy. I'm looking at the graph, and it is like it just falls off the map, and then it goes right back up in 2020. Oh, man. I feel sorry for us. I don't know. It's one of those times where your doctor may have said, oh, you started smoking? Crap. I don't blame you. Everything else sucks. Please quit, though, next year. Get the vaccine and quit. Get the vaccine and don't start smoking again. I don't know how we afforded it. Right? I mean, the taxes kept going up. It's one of the fascinating arguments, economic argument, because to me, everything is economics. But should you price people out of bad behavior? It's been a debate for years, and we really thought we had left cigarettes behind because one of the theories, in fact, here in the state of Texas, it even happened a few years ago. I'll tell you what happened a few years ago. There was this concept. The guy who was governor at the time had been governor 70 years or something like that, Rick Perry. And so there was this health and morality move in the Republican Party. And it was part of it was during the time of George W. Bush. And I think a lot of this started with what we thought was Janet Jackson's nipple. There's this whole righteous period. And so I remember listening to Rick Perry say one time, raising the cigarette tax. So there's two things that went on in the state of Texas, probably happened in other states as well. Remember the strip club tax, right? So we're going to price, the theory was, we're going to price you out of sinful behavior, okay? So there was a big thing about limiting and raising the rates, the cover rates, what's the right term? when you go in, you pay at the door, the cover charge. And then also he said at a news conference, I remember saying, we're gonna price you out of this bad habit because we were going to tax the cigarettes and we're going to use the taxation to fund public education. And I remember thinking, wait a minute. And I think I probably said this. This is pre-YouTube, of course. And I think I said to people, I said, listen, you guys have got to smoke more and you need to go see more strippers because the kids need it. Do it for the kids. Commit the sin for the kids. So I think some argument could be made that pricing you out of this behavior has probably worked. The graph looks like it goes straight down. Is that because of health or because of expense or both? Well, whatever it is, it was working until this past year.
From the Hot Pie Media Studios in Austin, Texas, it's the Jeff Ward Show. Listen at jeffwardshow.com.